Welcome to Miss Lam's Mathworld. Today we are going to discuss the binomial expansion by finding the coefficient. To solve this problem, we just start at expanding the first and the second expressions by doing one by one. And we expand 3 plus x to the power 6 in this way. In the ascending order of x, so we have x squared, x to the power 3, and x to the power 4. And in fact, we have no need to expand all the terms here. Do you know why? Because we are finding the coefficient of x squared and also the constant term. And for the x squared, it means that we have x to the power 4 divide the largest power in the denominator. That means x squared. So that's why we can stop expanding this at x to the power 4. So point 1 here. And then we can solve this one. Expand it as normal. So we get this one. And after getting these two, we can go further to find the constant term and the coefficient of x squared. So if you can find them out directly, then you may not need to expand both of them. So let's start from the constant term. And for the constant term, it compares for the power of the terms here. When we match them together, we get a constant term. So the term for constant term and the constant term, when you multiply as before, and you get this one, the first one. And then this one is x and over 1 over x. So consider the coefficients, so we can get the multiple and get a constant term. And finally, for x squared, so we also consider a squared divided by x squared, so becomes a constant term too. And with careful calculation, we get the answer. So we have solved for the constant term. And then we go to the coefficient of x squared. So this one should be more difficult. And we need to pay attention to it. Okay, so we start from this one. This one is constant term. When we multiply to any terms here, we can't get an x squared. So this one is not possible, we can forget it. And this one also, for x multiplied by constant term, and these two, the highest power is still x. So we will also not considering them. So we start from this here. So the first one, we have x squared, and we can multiply for the constant, and we have got the first part of coefficient of x squared. And then continue. For the second part, we have this one, x to the power 3. And we want to have x squared, so if we divide it by x, that means the second term here. And joining the result, we get this. And finally, x to the power 4 divided by x squared, we also get a term of x squared. And then we consider the coefficient of them by adding them all these together. So we get 4,155 as the final answer. Okay. So when you have two objects to be expanded, remember we have no need to expand them explicitly. That means we have no need to really multiply them together. To save the time, we only need to expand them one by one. And then compare the terms carefully, so that we can get the correct answer. That's the end of this lesson. See you next time.